Brian has a good point, though, in that a lot of women, almost all women, want traditional behavior from men, but they're not willing to live up to traditional behavior on their own side.
Yeah.
You guys
but I think there's a lot of men that want good women, but also won't be good.
Sure, absolutely.
And I feel like a lot of our experiences in modern day dating, unfortunately, aren't the best. That's why only one of us is in a relationship at the moment. And it's because we're dealing with men who claim they want these values that you're saying, but end up doing not great stuff.
Why are you pointing at me?
No, him, because he says a lot of things that are good, right? Like that you want a woman and you're a certain man and all this stuff. But unfortunately, there's a lot of men who say this that aren't doing that.
Look,
and they're lying.
Let me tell
and
you
they're
something.
putting us.
Ava, let me tell you
facts.
something. I know a lot of guys, okay? And the bad boys that you guys are describing is a small minority. The reality is that there are a lot of good guys out there that simply just want to find a good woman and treat her right. But most women, quite frankly, suck at picking dudes. They pick the bad boys that don't give a damn about them because those bad boys spark their feelings. They get you ladies feeling some type of thing. And you're like, ooh, I like how he makes me feel. And then you guys get into a relationship and he cheats on you, blah, 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 blah. When all of the red flags are present at the beginning.
But not always, though. And that's the thing. It's not always the case and vice versa. Like, I hate making generalizations about anything. I do agree to a capacity for some, for sure.
There's a lot of good guys out there.
And I agree. I do
most
agree.
men are invisible to most women.
You probably have 500 men in your phone contacts right now that would treat you so right if you would give them the time of day and give them a date.
The good men are in the friend zone.
Not necessarily, and I really do believe that with a very developed, like, you learn from your experiences, right? I at least hope. So I feel like as you get more confident and secure with yourself, you know what you want more so. And so you seek after that so you won't give these guys the time of day, or you'll be able to pick up the red flags quicker, right? But it's funny how now you see the red flags so often that it's just like wild how many people are, trying to lie or manipulate to get you in bed or do all this stuff or say all this stuff. So it's just... It is a little bit more saturated at first, that you have to weed through a lot of people claiming they want these values that you're saying, but they genuinely don't mean it. And that's why, like you told her, don't sleep with them right away. Wait a while, because their true character will show. People can have a good personality.
Literally the perfect filter. Like women would be able to filter. If women waited a few months before having sex with guys, they would filter 99% of the bad dudes.
And the thing is, though, but at the same time, yes, but also no, because you can wait. You can be friends with a guy for over a year and then decide to take it there, and they end up doing the same thing. So I think it's very situational. It's very much about the person. It's what their values are, how they've been raised, how they've decided,
sure, but
everything's
in the context of, what we've been discussing, which is dudes cheating, being dishonest, lying, all that kind of stuff, you're going to figure out real quick if a guy just wants sex, and if he can't keep it in his pants, if you tell him, no, we're not going to have sex, and then he just immediately dips.
But from my experience, that's not what happens. That doesn't happen.
So you've had guys cheat on you that you've waited to have sex with? You've had guys pursue you for long periods of time and you refuse to have sex with them, and then after you started, then they cheated on you? Mm-hmm. How many times has this happened to you?
A lot. A lot, yeah.
I think you guys honestly just suck at picking dudes.
I don't think so. I think it's just like a lot of people are manipulators.
Who don't deal with this. Yeah.
No, I don't really know a single woman who hasn't dealt with some sort of a horrible dating relation. Same with men, for that matter.
Women, no, I'm not saying people don't deal with horrible dating situations, but yeah, if you date enough guys, eventually there's going to be a guy that cheats on you. But my point is that, y'all got to improve your pool of dudes that you're picking from. This is why I only talk to Christian chicks.
Wait, one of you, I don't think we got here. Is it you that mentioned butterflies? You had butterflies for somebody, or was it you? I don't know. But related to women picking not the best guys, I think a lot of women are looking for the click, the vibe, the butterflies, the spark, the chemistry, etc., the tingles, whatever, magic, fireworks, whatever bullshit term you want to use. And I think the issue is that in addition to looking for, because of women's hypergamous nature, most women are all chasing after the top tier of men. Those men have all the options, so yes, they're more likely to cheat, but you're looking, let me ask the girls a question. If you don't feel the click with a guy pretty quickly, do you just not give that guy a chance?
It's a good question.
Like, I often hear women say the vibe has to be there. There has to be a click. There has to be spark, chemistry, electricity. Because I've heard women say, and maybe you guys can tell me if you agree with this, you've met a guy who, on paper, he's fantastic. Good looking, good job, treats you well, good personality, but he's just missing something. You just didn't feel this click or spark or connection.
It's like sexual tension.
I've still given that person a chance.
Okay.
I've done
a
that
lot
before.
of women don't give that guy a chance. And that's actually probably the good guy you should go for. It goes back to you. You say you pick terrible men. You're attracted to bad boys and whatnot.
Unfortunately.
Right. So that which exists in you, I think, exists in a lot of women. You want this sort of excitement.
Yes, they do.
You want this excitement from a guy.
Yes.
And a good guy can give you that, but I think it's a little bit harder. But the guys who are bad or toxic, they can definitely give you that.
It's like a dopamine rush, actually. You're getting like an addictive drug response every time they do something crazy or make you wait for a response or something like that. It's like feeding your brain every time with those happy chemicals.
Well, and with chemicals, no chemistry, he's boring. I think that actually translates to he doesn't trigger your anxious trauma response, which you confuse for love.
Yeah, and I think he's right. You should give those guys a chance
definitely
because
be a
you
possibility.
haven't.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
honestly, I mean,
That's
it's very
brutal.
situational because like you can give them a chance, but then you realize their character's maybe not who you once thought of being good. Because also, I think you're going off a very stereotypical bad boy. Like that's like so cliche. Like they're guys and triggers and toxicity comes in many forms
Sure.
and many behaviors, and so.
You know what I think it is? Sorry, if you want to finish.
And so I just feel like that's a very generalized statement because, like, yeah, if you don't feel the spark right away, like speaking from personal experience, I think that's a little immature. I think it's nice to get to know somebody and there might not be a spark right away and all this stuff. But
That's
in
fair.
my experience, that has also not led to a genuinely truthful person, even if it's been waiting a year or waiting months to be with them or whatever. So it's like there are just some people who are like that, you know, and that just kind of is what it is.
This is what I think it is. I'm about to mansplain as the representative of the patriarchy. Women are just, you guys are emotional creatures. You know, you guys feel things very intensely. Generally speaking, when a woman meets a guy who sparks her emotions real strong, it's like you said, it's like a drug. It's like, woo, like, whoa, you know? If that's humor, if that's confidence, maybe a guy drops like, you know, he has like good eye contact with you, says the right thing when you guys are meeting, you know, shoots those butterflies through your system. Women feel that super intensely. It's intoxicating for a woman to experience that. I think given the option between that, a guy who can like spark all those emotions versus a guy who's kind of like a bit more boring, 9 times out of 10, women pursue that emotional rush. I think that's what drives a lot of this behavior.